Hello and welcome back to Planet Nibiru, where anything is possible. Okay, so the initial response to the new partnership has been stellar. We are going to go over the questions and suggestions, and we will choose them right here in this video and submit them to Corny so that you can have your questions answered by him in one of his next videos. I am super excited, and as I said in the last video, the first question is definitely going to be about using an ohm meter to test the voltage in the water and see what is being put off by the creature. Now, let's read through some submissions and do some shout-outs while we're here, okay? Evgeny Dadanov, Comrade Dadanov says, thought the egg needed to be in a dark room, and of course, the Alchemist is keeping it in a dark room. He's just going to use the flashlight to show us movement inside the egg just for a minute or two and then put it right back in the dark room. So, hopefully that answers that question. Evgeny, thank you for commenting. Roxy Lyric says, well, I'm excited. Awesome. I'm a Sandwich. What's up, Sandwich? Name it Homunculus. Kind of funny. 254 thumbs up on that one, so very, very cool. Kylie Wiley Wumpus Woo Rankin says, what do you think the homunculus skin is made of? It is maybe a human-like skin? What would sunlight do to it? So many questions, and I agree. Thanks for putting this question out there, Kylie Wiley Wumpus Woo Rankin. Jacob Smith, what's up, Jacob? Will you use a syringe to extract blood or DNA from the creature? That's a good question. Very, very cool. Edward Newgate says, let's go ahead and bring that back up. Edward Newgate says, I've never clicked on a video so fast. Ooh, there's a bad word. Question, will you try and merge the homunculi again by doing either the already merged original and this new one, or make two more and try and merge them and try to combine both already merged beings? Wow, there's a lot to that one. Terrahawk 2003 says, can we see the bottom of the tank or a jar? Let's see here. Clelia Hayes says, now that Pikapoke has grown somewhat and we have seen how he interacts with this creator following his one eye and reaction to his voice and such, why not give his tank a makeover with fish tank items like oxygen bubbles, colored stones, little ornamental things, blah, 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 blah. Clelia Hayes wants to see some more stuff in the tank. Angel Jim, or Angel HM says, if you put in the newly made creature in the tank in the same tank as the first one, do you think it would fuse together again, or something else would happen, or just put the new creature in the same tank? That's basically what I want to see the results of. So, okay, Angel. Baseless Hat says, ask the Alchemist what his favorite flavor of ice cream is. Well, there's that. Corny, what's your favorite flavor? Because Baseless Hat wants to know. Ariel Steele says, please do a live stream of the old homunculus. I'd like to see it in as close as person as I can get. Polo 10K says, that book scares me. I think that's the Bliat book there. Bliat! Demon Gamer, I personally would like to see about mixing a different kind of DNA into an egg to see what differences can be compared and analyzed. Pretty good stuff there, Demon. Joy, hey Joy, I can't believe this is what I get excited about to see in my notifications. You know what, Joy, neither can I. Dandelion, do you think it'll suddenly grow one day in a few months? Didn't you say it was still in its fetal stage? Will it be able to learn then like a human? Will it gradually grow and get smarter? I'm confusing myself. Well, that's okay, Dandelion, because you're confusing us as well. But thank you for commenting. Travis McIntyre says, has the first creature shown any new features or done anything new since the last video? Please answer. We will do our best, Travis. Thank you. Hey, dude. What's up, dude? Try taking it out of the water and see how it reacts. Also, try taking blood from the creature. So there's a couple for the taking blood. People want to see what the blood... I'm assuming that you guys want to see the blood underneath a microscope and see if it's comparable to human or chicken blood, or maybe it's a whole new type of blood. Cool Foams says, to prove all the people that think it's fake wrong, do a live stream. That way you can't edit the homunculus to move. Be sure to answer questions in chat so we know it wasn't pre-recorded. Thanks, really. Agent 57, do you think it's that in an ecosystem it would be able to evolve? Will it be able to reproduce? I don't know. Those are good questions though. Stephanie Zoo says, wow, such an update. Thanks, Steph. Poxel says, I have an idea. What if the Alchemist takes the homunculus out of the tank to see what it does? So we've heard that a few times. White Hell Knight says, if you understand basic biology, you will realize that this is impossible and not real. Thank you, White Hell Knight. No questions there, but Newtown Wolf says, what are the foreseen growths that you think will happen to the homunculus? I'm not sure that we can give any type of foreseen growths because I don't think anything is foreseen here. This is just an experiment. It's science, and we're all seeing what happens, including Corny. He's never been this far before, as far as I know. He's never mentioned any other experiments that have gotten further than this. He's never said, oh, I had this other homunculus that did X, Y, or Z. So I think we're all learning together. Hope that answers a little bit of your question, sir. Super Psych says, what if you refresh the water? And Corny has done that. He speaks to that in his videos. I've answered that question in the past. What happens when he refreshes the water is that the homunculus gets dormant for a few days until the water gets more acclimated to him, and then he becomes a little bit more active when the water is a little bit murky and things like that. And that is why he doesn't film when the water is clear, because there's nothing to see. The homunculus doesn't really care for the clear water, so is what it is. Thank you, Super Psych. Theo Webster says, hey, what happens if you keep a new one out of the water, or maybe even put it in a different gas like hydrogen or nitrogen, etc.? Really good question. Thanks, Theo. Kellen Verrett says, creation of Cronenberg. Have no idea. Thank you, Kellen. Rashid Anullah says, Hillary for 2016. A little bit late, but okay. What about X-ray to see if there's or to see exactly how the organism is inside? So yeah, I'd like to see inside of it too, Lewis. Thank you, Mr. Oliveira. Spaceman 565, what if we name it? Or if we name it, will it be called DB, Death by Book? No, I'm pretty sure that a new name for the new homunculus will not be Death by Book. Toff City says, check the pH level. What are you, a pool boy there, Toff? I'm just kidding. Sure, pH. Maybe that means something. Also try lizard eggs, but remember we don't want a human-sized lizard running around, so be careful, says Ruben RZE, and I agree with you, Ruben. Jason Lowen says, I think the name Brandon would be amazing. Well, okay, all the Brandons out there, it is a cool name, but I'm not sure that it fits for the homunculus. Thanks, Jason. Tina Hemingway, what is the homunculus's defense mechanism? I think I could take a stab at that one and say spitting poison, maybe, or electrocuting things. Just my thoughts, but thank you for asking, Tina. Eternally Damaged Eternal, I love you. Thank you, Eternally Damaged Eternal, I love you too. Phoenix Gaming, this is great news. Good luck in the future. Thank you, Phoenix Gaming. You guys are awesome. Bored Nurse. Thanks, Bored Nurse. Bradley Frank says, what if it merges another homunculus into the big one? I say awesome. Let them all merge, and hopefully we'll have a massive one. I'd love to see it. Ruben, again, says, I've got a suggestion. Do this with other species eggs, such as crocodile eggs, etc. Or other species. By, of course, be careful. We don't be accidentally making a dangerous new animal, lol, so be smart on how you do it. Just saying, lol, like, so they can see. Okay, we'll just cover this real quick because we haven't really spoke like this, but yeah, a lot of people, if you look back through the videos, have asked for trying it with other eggs. Specifically, you'll hear a lot crocodile eggs or alligator eggs, but you'll most people want to see an ostrich egg, because obviously ostriches are huge, and if we ended up with a 6-foot tall homunculus, that would be well, pretty awesome. So yeah, thanks, Ruben, and you know, hopefully we'll get an answer on the egg thing. And because that that and Corny has answered this, and I've spoke to this in a video before, and let me go ahead and say it again because since we're here. The reason that Corny uses a chicken egg is because the alchemical texts that he is working from speak only about a chicken egg. They don't talk about ostrich eggs, they don't talk about any other type of egg. They only talk about using a chicken egg, and that is why Corny has only used a chicken egg so far. Could it be done with another type of egg? Maybe it could, but since the alchemical texts say that they only use chicken eggs when they're creating these little monsters, that's what Corny uses. Now, should he try it with another egg type? A lot of people want to see him use another egg type, so maybe we'll just put that on the questions. I think there's been so many people ask for that that we'll add it. So let's say another type of egg, like ostrich or say crocodile. Okay, what do you think? I think that's cool, and we'll go with it. So now let's get back over here. It says, and thank you, Ruben. The Creeper Dude says, what gave him the idea to begin this procedure? And that's a pretty interesting question, Creeper Dude. I'm pretty sure that he was working with alchemy stuff and ran across this as part of the alchemy and tried it out, because he does on his channel. If you guys haven't been over there, go over there and check out Corny's channel. It is pretty cool. He does a lot of really cool science stuff. All of it is based in alchemy, but there's a lot of stuff that maybe you wouldn't consider alchemy. Everybody pretty much thinks that alchemy is only turning lead into gold or other base metals into gold, but it's really not. There's a whole lot of other stuff involved in alchemy. So Corny does that type of stuff, and he's interested in it, and he tests out all kinds of different alchemy, but this specific piece seems to be the most popular of his work. So, thank you, Creeper Dude. Joseph Smith says, is the alchemist capable of making a chimera or a chimera? I think that's what we have here, but maybe you're talking about something else, Joseph. Not sure. Thanks for asking. Talon M says, I have a question. Is it possible to test the pH of the water? Everybody's talking about the pH. The only time I've ever seen anything to do with pH in the water is in a swimming pool or a hot tub. Maybe it's something to do with fish. I never really had fish in my life, so maybe you have to keep the pH right for fish. I don't know. But one of you guys get in the comments and let me know what this pH stuff is all about. Unless all you folks just have to deal with this as well, like me, with your pools and stuff, and maybe it just is in your mind and you want to know the pH of that water for some reason. All right, Dylanator says, how does it act around mammals? Well, we've seen that it shocks Corny, so maybe it shocks other ones. Not sure, but good question, Dylanator. Angel, again, I'm finally on time for a video. Good job, Angel. Thanks. Rashid Anala says, never talk about him. Okie dokie, Rashid. Bliat Smash from Marcus Duvidig. Marcus Duvidig again says, I'm surprised that it doesn't look like a human or a chicken. I'm not. Thanks, Marcus. Stormman, name him Borg. I like it. Thanks, Stormy. Ileana Rick React. Alright, question. Will he ever do a YouTube live? Because this can be CGI. That thing can literally be Play-Doh in a jar. Where's the live? Cause alright. Ileana or Iana, not really sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you for asking. And we've talked about how folks, especially, Bill's channel comes up all the time, and that little video that they put out on Bill's channel where they showed them using clay and magnets to move that one piece, similar to how, if you guys remember the one that he smashed with the book, obviously most of you do remember that, where he smashed that one with the book. That is what the one on Bill's channel looked like, and it was a very simple movement. Now if you guys look at the complex movements, the muscle-like movements that I've pointed out in my videos. I have never seen anyone be able to recreate anything like that. So if Bill wants to debunk this, let's get someone showing let them debunk it on these muscle-like movements, on the complex movements. Just by debunking a small portion of something doesn't mean you've debunked anything. You just were able to recreate something in a very small way. So to me, that supposed quote-unquote debunking isn't really debunking anything, in my opinion. Now, with that said, let's go on to the next comment here, and that's from Brofanity. Really cool. I like the play on the word profanity with the bro. Does the homunculus have human features or organ systems? Well, it has an eye, and it has a mouth and teeth. Well, teeth anyway. We're not sure if it's a mouth, but teeth generally go into the mouth. And that little red thing that came out, I call it a tongue. There's teeth around it. So for me, it's a tongue. But a tongue and an eye and a mouth, I would say that answers your question as far as human features there, Brofanity. But thanks for asking. Oh, Gaming with Perez says nice. Thank you, Gaming. The Edgy Emo Kid says immediately clicked when I saw the notification. LOL. Thank you, Emo Kid. MLG Hochitos put an insect in there. Good suggestion, Cheeto. Christian Hunter says first. Unrecognized talent says wow. Wick Warren says he emphasized the word entertainment. How old is it, says Paul Jenkins. Jordan Brooks, do you know what species the homunculus is? Okay. Have you done any other methods to make a different homunculus? Maybe a different animal egg, different sperm sample? The bowling ball. Well, bowling ball, as far as we know, he hasn't, but maybe Corny will answer that for us. Aquadronix, happy holidays. Thank you so much, Aquadronix. Rashida Nulla, it's you again. Trump is racist. Okie dokie. Toph City, why don't you see if you can add any more animals in the homunculus? Okay. Niharika Palmer says, how about scanning the homunculi like an x-ray scan or something to find its anatomy? And I think that's a great idea. Andre Salgado, why not dissect it, find out if it has a heart, what else are its capabilities, traits, DNA, etc. Thank you, Andre, and I'm hoping that after this thing does pass, eventually it will die, I'm sure, and at that point, I would love to see it dissected and, let's take a look at the insides. I'm sure Corny will do that. He's very, very much into the science part of this, so a dissection, I am sure we will see in the future. But first, I think we have to let this thing live its natural, normal life. So, Poet of Ages says, have him feed it Buendo. It's what homunculi crave. It's got electrolytes. So, I don't know what you're talking about, Poet, but sure. Can I... Okie dokie. Enough of that, Etan. Joba, does telepathy seem possible? A sort of clairvoyance of sorts? Scumbag name. I have no idea what you're talking about, Joba, but thanks for playing. Tony Ark says, okay, we get the message. Just show the shite. So, don't know what you're talking about, Tony, but cool. Spring Trap Artist, is this fake? If not, live stream a homunculus feeding. So live stream seems to come up a lot. So let's see what happens. I think maybe a live stream might be our third question, because that has come up in so many past videos that I think that qualifies as a question that many people want to see. Just like the ostrich egg thing, I've seen literally hundreds of comments asking for an ostrich egg or a different type of egg, so we're going to include that one. Again, hundreds of comments talking about measuring the voltage, and then hundreds of comments saying, will you do a live stream? So I think that that's going to be the questions that we go with for Corny, unless something else pops up that's really awesome. So let's see what we can come up with here. Will you do a live stream? So let's see, is there possibly a fourth question? Let's continue here. John Brady says, chickens can be incubated without an egg. They use plastic. There's a video of it. Chinese students, why not do that for these? John Brady, I don't know. No clue. I think that maybe because it's a homunculus and not a chicken. Who knows? Soy sauce says, yes. Question, is it dangerous? And if so, would you give it to scientists? Well, good question. I don't think it's dangerous, but you never know. Invincible Lucia says, congrats. Eugenie again says, thought the egg needed to be in a dark room. You keep saying that, comrade Dedenoff. Why did he do it in the first place? Good question, Sarah. Jack CS says, could homunculi possibly mate? That's a good question, Jack. Nixus Galacally says, use different sperms on different types of eggs. And again, we've addressed that. Daniel Schneider says, I'd like to know what fluid he's keeping it in. Pretty sure it's water, Daniel. Please put a multimeter in the water and test how much electricity it gives. Again, we've already dealt with that. Name Zap for the new one. I think he wants to name the new one Zap. And Kess's question says, how long do you think they will live for? That's a really good question. This one's almost, I think, a year old. So, good question, Kess. And Derek Mitchell says, is the homunculus going to be intelligent like on the anime Full Metal Alchemist? I don't think there's any way to tell that yet, Derek, but thanks for asking. Matoxy says, or Matt Oxy says, just gonna let it take out the neighbors if you have a bad day. And I say, yeah, why not? Sick it on the neighbors, sick it on your enemies. Just let it roam free and kill folk. Manamajif says, Fripp, whatever that means. Soanish Lal says, why don't you try another kind of animal egg? Alright, we've dealt with that. Great presentation, bro, says Joe. Thanks, Joe. King Z, you will get what is due. Well, I hope so, King Z. It's kind of the way life goes. Exotic Wolf 006. I love your videos. Me and a few friends always watch when there is a new upload about the homunculus. Thank you so much, Exotic Wolf. I certainly appreciate you guys watching, and I know Corny does too. So thank you guys. We appreciate that. Greenbird, you need to dissect the creature once the other one hatches to see if it has bones. I think it's a great idea, although I don't think we need to dissect it until it dies naturally. Emma Rose says, instead of merging the two homunculus together, early in the beginning, could you wait for the new one to mature before we can see them interact? I'm so excited for this. I wonder if they will merge or not. I am excited as well, Emma. Thank you so much for asking. And Crystal Slasher says, does Corny consider the homunculi his children in any way? I wouldn't personally, but maybe Corny does. So, you know what? This is a question that we get a lot. So, I'm going to go ahead and add that as a fourth question. Do you consider these your children? So I think that's a really good question for Corny, and I hope he answers that. So let's see. Dennis, is it real or not? Of course, we've dealt with this. Potato, this is so interesting. I try and replicate this experience, but I'm lacking a major tool. Okay, Potato's a girl, and thanks for telling us, Potato. Andromeda Studios, maybe the new one could be named Friendship. I think that's a good idea. Thanks, Andromeda. Sean Watson, do the moral and integral thoughts ever get to you and make you second guess if what you're doing is wrong? Good question, Sean. Madman says, what happened to Slowpoke? Well, Slowpoke merged with Pikachu, and now they're Pikapoke, I guess. So, thanks, Madman. The New Patriot wants to know, seconding Cool Films below, I believe he should do a live stream of the monster answering questions in the chat during the stream to prove it is not pre-recorded. Hey, we're going to ask him to do a live stream. Thank you, Patriot. Again, has he tested the water with a pH strip? What the hell is this pH thing about, guys? Why are you guys so interested in the pH? It's like we have everybody on my channel is a pool man or something. I don't get it. Question for you, Nibiru. On your visit, do you get to see the homunculus? What can you say about it if so? Okay, so I did not go and visit Corny. We spoke via email, and although I would love to go to Russia, I've never been to Russia. And if I do ever get to Russia and Corny was cool enough to let me come by, I would definitely go visit him. I would definitely love to see the homunculus with my own eyes, and I would let it shock me. I would put my hands in there, and just to feel the shock myself, I would let that little monster shock the crap out of me. So, but just to answer your question, Patriot, no, I've never been there. Wraith Gaming 005 says, new name is Hummy. Hummy the homunculus. Okay, I can see that. Destiny Star, it says, I'm so upset that this wasn't actually a new video. Well, hey, Destiny, just a little bit of tip for you. There was some new video in there. The egg with the flashlight next to it, that is the new homunculus. That's the one. It's being created right now. It's in there. It's alive. And we're going to get to see, hopefully from time to time, he will show us hopefully some movement or something in there of the homunculus while it's in the shell. And then, of course, when it's quote-unquote born, we'll get to see it. Hopefully, if it's alive, we'll get to see it grow and maybe even merge. So, Twilight Wolf Lupindo, the pH levels of the water. Again, you guys are all the children of poolmen. How tall and big can the homunculus get? I don't know that we know that, but I hope it gets really big. The Bossman 37 says, if he ever makes a new one, put it in the tank for a few days, then take it out and see what happens. See what the other homunculus think about that. Not really sure where you're going with that, but thank you, Bossman. Sebastian Ra says, what does it feel like when you touch it? Good question. I don't think he's touched it yet, though. Maybe one day we'll ask. Timothy Spiker says, Fred. Chibi Phantom Hive says, what does the homunculus have a gender and how can you tell that? Good question, Chibi. Fallout Sukti 3000 Street says, take some blood or DNA test. That has come up a lot. Call it Dexter. From Kevin Hargrove. What's up, Kevin? Zipping Zena says, my question would be, what possessed you to experiments with the creation of life? I'm curious. Well, I think I'll take just a quick stab at answering that one, Zip Zane Zena. The creation of life is godlike. I think man has been trying to create life ever since man has been here. So I think that all scientists probably would like to experiment with the creation of life. And at the end, where you say you're curious, I think that's why and what possesses man, any man, to experiment with the creation of life. We're curious. We're curious creatures. Mankind, both women and men, are curious by nature. So, Dina Weatherly says, is the homunculus acidic or alkaline based, like we as humans need a more alkaline water of pH 7.8 to 8.0? What best does the homunculus need? Okay. You're driving me crazy with the pH stuff. Someone please explain to me how this is relevant at all. Ohm meter to measure. Ohm meter only measures resistance. He must use a voltmeter and an ammeter. Well, okay. A multimeter, I call it an ohm meter, but yeah, it measures ohms, it measures volts, it measures amps. Yeah, I got what you're saying, Francois, but don't be too technical there, buddy. And then Francois comes back and says, Hugh Munchies, and then he says, please ask him what this could mean for the future of the creature and mankind. I'm not sure what it means, but hopefully we'll get to that someday. Alright, so just going to do a couple quick shout-outs. Chris Sims, Jeff Thompson, River Murray, Radiation, Izzy Rapart, the Ominous Sasquatch, Vigilante Sanchez, Hansel Preza, Wally Khan, excuse me, Greater Fermented, Lead Burger, 15-6 Media, Jaybird, Hemo Coon, so many people, Blue God and Janine Ashcraft, and there's just so many people. I can't even think of all the names right now. It's your boy 911, Jerome Williamston, Rainier Locke. Wants to know, what is your future plans for it if it lives long enough, like Newswise? Hopefully we're going to continue reporting. Alright, so I'm not going to go through any more of these. Just know that there's just literally like 1,000 questions and comments and suggestions. So the ones that we're going to ask Corny are, number 1, measuring the voltage. Number 2, a different type of egg. Number 3, will you do a live stream? And number 4, do you consider these your children? So thank you guys very much for commenting and watching and asking questions and all those things. Please like, subscribe, comment more, and we'll see you in the next video. Very cool. Kylie Wiley Wumpus Woo Rankin says, what do you think the homunculus skin is made of? It is maybe a human-like skin. What would sunlight do to it? So many questions, and I agree. Thanks for putting this question out there, Kylie Wiley Wumpus Woo Rankin. Jacob Smith, what's up, Jacob? Will you use a syringe to extract blood or DNA from the creature? That's a good question. Very cool. Edward Newgate says, let's go ahead and bring that back up. Edward Newgate says, I've never clicked on a video so fast. Ooh, there's a bad word. Question, will you try and merge the homunculi again by doing either the already merged original? Definitely going to be about using an ohm meter to test the voltage in the water and see what is being put off by the creature. Now, let's read through some submissions and do some shout outs while we're here, okay? Evgeny Dadanov, Comrade Dadanov says, thought the egg needed to be in a dark room, and of course, the Alchemist is keeping it in a dark room. He's just going to use the flashlight to show us movement inside the egg just for a minute or two and then put it right back in the dark room. So, hopefully that answers that question. Evgeny, thank you for commenting. Roxy Lyric says, well, I'm excited. Awesome. I'm a sandwich. What's up, sandwich? Name it Homunculus. Kind of funny. 254 thumbs up on that one. So, and this new one, or make two more and try and merge them and try to combine both already merged beings. Wow, there's a lot to that one. Terrahawk 2003 says, can we see the bottom of the tank or a jar? Let's see here. Clelia Hayes says, now that Poke has grown somewhat and we have seen how he interacts with this creator following his one eye and reaction to his voice and such, why not give his tank a makeover with fish tank items like oxygen bubbles, colored stones, little ornamental things, blah 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 blah. Clelia Hayes wants to see some more stuff in the tank. Angel Jim or Angel HM says, if you put in the newly made creature in the same tank as the first one, do you think it would fuse together again, or something else would happen, or just put the new creature in the same tank? That's basically what I want to see the results of. So, okay, Angel. Baseless Hat says, ask the Alchemist what his favorite flavor of ice cream is. Well, there's that. Corny, what's your favorite flavor? Because Baseless Hat wants to know. Ariel Steele says, please do a live stream of the old homunculus. I'd like to see it in as close as person as I can get. Polo 10K says, that book scares me. I think that's the Bliat book there. Bliat! Demon Gamer, I personally would like to see a Hello and welcome back to Planet Nibiru, where anything is possible. Okay, so the initial response to the new partnership has been stellar. We are going to go over the questions and suggestions, and we will choose them right here in this video and submit them to Corny so that you can have your questions answered by him in one of his next videos. I am super excited, and as I said in the last video, the first question is definitely